Greetings everyone, and welcome to the channel. It's Londononion here with a Back 4 Blood update review. Now, just from the first look of the update notes, it is quite massive and seems to cover virtually every aspect of the game thus far. But let's not hold this up, as there is a fair amount to unpack. Though I would say some of these updates do seem relatively trivial, but you know, that's just my opinion anyway. So on to our first set of notes. I guess these ones are just kind of general, there's not really even much of a heading for them, but anyways, all cleaners are now immediately available to use. So in other words, players are no longer required to finish the Devil's Return, the Crossing campaign chapter to unlock Doc, Carly, Hoffman, and Jim. Alright, that's sweet. Although for me that wasn't even an issue to begin with, but you know, whatever. Completing any campaign chapter now unlocks all previous chapters. Now this one sounds pretty cool. Unfortunately, I was fooled into thinking that the solo campaign also applied to this one, but unfortunately no. In-game voice chat can now be disabled in the audio options. Okay, I would say that one's kind of trivial. Added mute icon to heads-up display for players with voice chat off or who have been muted. Okay. First-time user experience now sends players directly to Fort Hope. Alright, cool. Additional post-round statistics added for Swarm PvP. Added a mute all button to the scoreboard in Swarm PvP. First aid cabinets now show... Oh, this one should be good. First aid cabinets now show a preview of how much health they heal. Yeah, that actually would be nice to see. You know, it really sucks losing 400 copper and, you know, not really sure or not really knowing how much of your health is actually going to come back. Players now recover health while inside Fort Hope. This change does not affect players in the shooting range. Fair enough. And added the all message command, allowing players to send messages to the global chat channel. Alright, I don't know. That one, I guess, doesn't really apply to me. Campaign updates. Alright, cool. This is where I think the good stuff kind of comes in. So we have a general heading here. Weapons no longer revert to their default loadout when continuing a run in training. Okay. Training is now the new term for solo campaign. Wow, they kind of had to downgrade it to training? That's hilarious. Bots now use defibrillators more effectively. Okay, cool. I've never really seen a bot use a defibrillator, but alright. Improved character behavior when dropping and picking up items in certain locations. Okay. Flashbang now affects common Ridden that are climbing on hit. You know what? That one's actually pretty good, because I've actually thrown flashbangs before, and just because something was climbing, all of a sudden, you know, there's no effect on there, which is, you know, a whole lot of ass, but that's really nice. That's a good update. Ogres are no longer outlined for Carly after burrowing underground. Alright, Carly, there you go. Chapter-specific updates now is our new subheading under General. Blue Dog Hollow, or, you know, for bad seeds. Destroying the nest in nightmare difficulty now spawns an endless horde. Alright, that's kind of ass too, because nightmare I would say is already hard enough, but, you know, okay. The Armory, the Handyman. Bob's arm now appears in the scanning animation while the player has auto-select. New weapons on. Okay. And then the next one, Dr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Gather research. Objective adjusted to account for solo players. Alright, cool. Card updates. Alright, this one has to be good. Negative ammo capacity effects from cards now apply instantly after the card is drawn. Okay, fine, fair enough. Batter up. Melee damage adjusted to 40% from 50. Wow, a 10% decrease. Okay, melee damage is taking a bit of a hit, guys. Brazen. Stamina efficiency adjusted to 20% from 30%. Alright, so stamina has also taken a hit. Breakout. Decrease use time to 3 seconds from 4 seconds. Okay, look at that, a positive, nice. Face Your Fears. Adjusted to 2 temporary health from 3. Lame. Fresh Bandage now instantly applies this trauma heal effect when spawning into the safe room it is selected in. Alright, that's great. That's great. Ignore the Pain now restores health instead of providing temporary health. Well, okay, sure. Although I think I would prefer temporary health, so, you know, cool but not so cool. But that's just me anyway. Inspiring Sacrifice. Heal decreased to 20 over 15 seconds from 25 over 20 seconds. I'm not really sure what to say about that one. Decreased to 20 over 15 seconds from 25 over 20 seconds. Okay, well, whatever. Okay, fine. Health is taking a bit of a hit. Jeez, okay, look, it seems like there's a couple of things here taking quite a hit. A couple crucial things, I would say. But we're not even through all of it yet. Mean Drunk. Melee damage adjusted to 60% from 75. Alright. Another nerf. Meth Head stamina efficiency adjusted to 30% from 40. Another 10% drop. God damn. Alright, Money Grubbers now grants 3 bonus copper per stack from 5, and a max bonus of 75 from 100. Okay, wow, these guys are just nerfing everything, man. Why don't you guys nerf the spawn rate or something? That'd be great. Spiky Bits. Melee damage adjusted to 20% from 25. Look at that, another nerf. I think this whole, or like 80 to 90% of this list is just nerfs. In things that we would actually like. Last one here, we've got True Grit. This is last for the card updates anyway. True Grit, heal increased to 10 from 8. Okay. We got a 2%, no, in that case, 20%? Yeah. A 20% buff, or a 2 hit point buff. Cool, great. So we have a whole lot of nerfs on the cards. Looks like the game just got a little bit harder, guys. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people do like to rely on a fair amount of these cards, especially if they're trying to run through Nightmare with, a melee weapon or something. But damn. Moving on, now we have balance updates. Alright, this should be good. What do we got? Quick player input movements are now smoother. Okay. I'm not even really sure what I would look for to test that one out, but okay. Rebalance supply point rewards for all campaign chapters in all difficulties. That does seem kind of vague, but alright. Adjusted supply points earned for completing the speedrun objective. Yeah, so far this is all just seeming really vague. It's like, things are changed, or like that's just their way of saying something's going to be different here, but okay. Readjusted Abomination health values on Nightmare difficulty. Okay, again, alright. Players who are grabbed by a crusher are now immune to friendly fire damage while grabbed, and for 1.5 seconds after being released. That is great. Honestly, that's a really good one. Because the amount of times I've shot my own teammates and just pretty much killed them faster was... it's kind of embarrassing. It happens a lot. But that one's really good. But I did test this one out with bots. Unfortunately, you can't actually shoot through them and cause damage to the crusher. You still have to readjust yourself so you're shooting the crusher themselves. But there's no friendly fire damage, which is, still a bit of a positive. Last one for balance updates. Removed pipe bombs from Mom and Carly bot loadouts. Okay, cool. Not really sure what they're going to have this time, but alright. Alright, Ridden updates. Okay, there's the infamous breaker. Reduce the melee recovery times by 1.5 seconds. So does that mean he can strike faster? Okay. Reduced leap recovery time by 1 second. Damn, reduced leap cooldown to 3 from 5 seconds. So this guy's getting more agile, it would seem. Like, he's gonna be like a real badass. Reduce the bonus damage for chest and leg weak spots to 500 from 1000. Okay, so they cut it in half, pretty much, or doubled it. No, they reduced it. They cut it in half. Okay, reduce the bonus damage. Damn. All right. Reduce the taunt and horde summon animation times by 0.5 seconds. Okay. Reduce the swarm cloud shrink time to 75 seconds from 90. Okay. Lame, again. Breaker's just getting a nice, little buff to himself right now. Breaker leap speed reduced. Okay, look at that. Reduced to 1500 from 2000. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but all I can really interpret from that is Homeboy's going to be moving a little bit slower. Breaker horde call reduced to 60 seconds from 120. Lame. Breaker weak spot bonus damage to 1000 from 2000. So Homeboy's stronger and faster and just way more threatening than he needs to be, especially on Nightmare, but alright, cool, fine. Alright, so that was the Breaker. Now we have the Ogre. The health is increased to 17,000 from 16,500. Alright, thanks guys. Chest weak spot, extra damage reduced to 500 from 2,000. Whoa, was he just too easy? And then the last one is the Reeker. Movement speed no longer slowed by bullets. So it would seem like everyone's getting a buff. Everyone that's not the cleaners is getting a buff, it would seem. I mean, goddamn, even the Reeker, you know, the asshole who just wants to charge through everything and blow up on you. No longer slowed by bullets. Alright, thanks a lot, guys. So that was just the general and campaign updates. Oh yeah, card and Ridden updates as well. And the so-called balancing updates. Jeez. Alright, cool, guys. Next, we move on to Swarm PvP updates. Under General, we have Bruiser's Frenzy ability in Swarm PvP can now be cancelled by pressing the button to trigger it again. Okay, fine. Reasonable. Card updates. Adrenaline Fueled and Meth Head are now added to the card pool. Breakout, which is... Card updates. Breakout. Decrease use time to 3 seconds from 4 seconds. Okay. Face Your Fears now grants 2 temporary health from 3. I think we already discussed that one. Ignore the Pain now increases melee damage against mutations. Okay. Balance updates. General. Turning adjustments to make quick movements less abrupt to player acceleration movement. Really not sure how significant that one really is, but alright. Cleaners. Cleaner team now receives a handicap bonus of 10% damage increase for each cleaner missing from the team in Swarm PvP. Fair enough, I guess. Although I can imagine that maybe being a bit of a nuisance or abuse, but, you know, I'm not really sure. Additionally, with that one, cleaners get a default 25% increase to aim down sight speed and 25% increase to weapon swap speed in Swarm PvP. Wow, okay. As for the Ridden, Swarm starting radius reduced to 30 meters from 45 meters. Wow. Swarm transition reduced to 90 seconds from 120 seconds. And then it's going to go specifically into the Crusher, health increased to 700 from 675. That seems like such a small amount, but I don't know. I'm not really sure how they come up with these numbers or these really tiny changes to say, you know, voila, we got it, perfect, or eureka, you know? Next, we have Hawker update. Health reduced from 90 to 80. Wow, look at that, an actual nerf for one of the Swarm. Harpoon ability cannot be cocked or fired while the character is in the air. Fair enough. Attack projectile speed to 2,000 from 2,500. I think they mean reduced to 2,000 from 2,500. Attack projectile miss cooldown to 4.5 from 3. I'm assuming seconds. Evolution 2 reduced to 20% from 25%. Okay. The Reeker, stated again, no longer slowed by bullets. Yep, we already talked about that one. Tallboy. Attack knockback increased. Health decreased to 600 from 625. Look at that, another nerf. Overhead melee attack swings radius to 140 centimeters from 160 centimeters. I don't know what that looks like on the screen, but I guess you're just a little bit safer when they decide to, do an overhead melee attack. Offense. Level 3 damage plus bonus reduced to 30% from 35%. Okay, great. And then I guess we have a general note about mutations. Infected wounds now reduces healing by 2% from 0.5% per hit from common Ridden. The effect stacks up to 40% from 20%. And has a limited duration of 20 seconds, which is reset upon each new hit. Alright. I guess that was, a demand. Apparently that's one of the things that, they claimed at the top of this, of these patch notes or update notes, is that a lot of these were in high demand based on, community desires and whatnot. But alright, moving on to weapon updates. Secondary weapons. Secondary weapons no longer require a reload in the safe room. I've actually been noticing that a lot, but, in a way, I guess I'm kind of glad they got rid of it. It sucks to leave the safe room when your weapon is not loaded and, you know you reloaded it before you finished your previous stage, but, you know, whatever. Cool. Thanks a lot, guys. Perfect. Weapon swap animation now displays properly when equipping different secondary weapons. Okay. Aesthetical change. Great. Melee weapons. Bat movement speed increased to 410 from 400. Okay. Bats must do 50% more damage to stumble ridden. Alright, look at that. Okay, guys, we're continuing with the nerfs now. Let's see what else we got. Axe movement speed increased to 395 from 380. Cool. Axe damage reduced to 70 from 85. A 15 unit decrease. Great, thanks a lot. Axe stumble damage scale reduced to 0.5 from 1. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but alright, cool. Hatchet damage reduced to 40 from 50. Geez, just everything is just getting, like, the crap kicked out of them. God damn. Hatchet stumble damage scale reduced to 0.5 from 1. Again, I'm not really sure what that means. Machete movement speed increased to 425 from 420. Yay, a slight victory there. Controller updates. Apparently there's some... Oh, man. I'm not sure, like, you know, really how important all of this is, but controller options changes. Added linear and exponential options to aim down sights. Target snapping. I mean, I don't know how important this one really is. But, cool. I mean, I'm still going to have this up on the screen as a display for you guys. If you really want to, you know, look through the controller updates, it's really not all that much. But it seems that there are just some, you know, some small adjustments to things like aim assist or trigger resistance for melee weapons. But that's, like, specific to the PlayStation. But anyways, carrying on to, I guess, the more important things. Accessibility updates. Added stamina breath to... Okay. Added stamina breath to audio options. So I guess if you get really annoyed of hearing your person breathe as they're running, you can turn that off. That's hilarious. All red text should now change colors properly when a new color is selected for red elements in the custom color blind mode. Alright, more, you know, yeah, accessibility updates. Again, this is just going to be kind of displayed if you guys really want to look through that. Plus a link to these notes I'm just going to put in the description in case anyone wants to, you know, navigate it for themselves. UI updates. Alright. Rename solo campaign to training. Yep, I mean, I already preemptively mentioned that one. We noticed players... Oh, developers note. We noticed players were interested in keeping a practice mode they could play around in prior to joining other campaign difficulties. So we've renamed this mode to make it more clear that this is a great way to join the fray without the pressure of playing with other players. Really? In training, all cards are unlocked, so we encourage you to experiment with a variety of card combinations in your decks. Note that in December, we will add in an offline mode for solo campaign progression. That would be freaking awesome. How much you want to bet that's coming out at Christmas? December 25th? That's your Christmas gift, guys. But that's just my guess anyway. Training can't be started when multiple people are in your Fort Hope instance. Okay, must be playing alone. Fair enough, that makes sense. Solo decks renamed to training decks. How much more do you guys want to push this training thing? Solo decks are now renamed to training decks. Okay, fine. Start/continue run renamed to play/continue online. Okay. Added differentiation between cleaner and ridden input layouts in the gamepad controls in the options menu. Okay. Made improvements to navigation in personalization and accomplishments menus on gamepad. Music no longer cuts off when the player navigates between tabs in the options menu. The Friends tab no longer redirects back to the first page when a user's friend connects to or disconnects from the game. Weapon previews and supply lines now rotate properly. Alright. This one's for Steam. Steam Big Picture's virtual keyboard now opens when a user selects a text box. Fix an issue with mouse click alignment being off on sliders in the options menu, and address performance issues related to having a large friends list. Alright, cool. Oh, look at this. Bug fixes. Man, this one should be interesting. This one is a really huge list, guys. Oh, man. We're going to have to try to fly through this one. So, campaign bug fixes. This one is specified to cards. Okay, specified to heavy hitter. Effects now properly apply when killing Ridden with a melee attack. Okay, great. Thanks. Next, there's the general heading. Fix some issues related to special spawning. You know, I have a hard time believing that one. I'm not really sure what kind of issues they really fixed in regards to specials spawning. And this is the whole vague thing that I'm talking about. It's like, okay, what does that mean? Like, does that mean that they can no longer corner spawn on you? Because that's definitely not true. They can definitely still corner spawn on you, even without much of like a, what do you call it, an audio cue. Fix achievements and accomplishments not unlocking if you are dead at the end of the mission. You know what? I guess that's useful. That's pretty good. Fix friendly fire, removing Jim's passive ability. Oh, that's lame. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. I can appreciate that when Jim's a badass. Fixed a bug where all trauma damage was blocked as long as you had 1 temporary health. Okay. I guess. Cool, great, although that's a bug I probably would not mind, keeping. But whatever. Fixed an issue that was causing the visibility of sleepers to display incorrectly with Carly's ability to sense nearby hazards and mutations. Alright, Carly, there you go, seeing a little bit more clearly. Waiting for available respawn message will no longer appear on UI when joining a match for the first time in spectator mode. Okay. Fixed issue where the horde timer was not resetting after a team wipe. Alright. Fixed an issue where the hag could become unresponsive if players kited her in her hunting phase without drawing aggro. Okay, I guess maybe I've never come across that issue, but alright, great. Fix an issue where acid covered from wretch vomit and pus covered from any Reeker death explosion were using the same icon. Okay. Rescue pods no longer disappear for players that reconnect to a game they had disconnected from. Objective counters now... hold on a second. Oh yeah, objective counters now update properly for players with the vendor box UI open. Fix an issue where only 1 team upgrade would appear for purchase in the vendor after players purchased all available loot upgrades to the highest tier. Fix player explosive dialogue playing when the player is damaged by the explosion in-game. Fix issue where the damage source for players knocked prone or killed by the Ogre Stomp was shown in the kill feed as unknown. Wow. Okay. Fix an issue with weapons not displaying correctly in first person for players that selected multiple characters before locking their choice in on the character select screen. Didn't even know that was a thing. Players can no longer see out of bounds when dying to fall damage or drowning in water. Okay, I guess kind of, cleaning up their act a little bit. Fix an issue where red kill hit markers were not displaying consistently in online games. Corrected bullet shells behavior when a player uses their aim down sights with a high zoom scope equipped. Fix an issue where the message run failed would incorrectly display at the end of the level if the player completed the level with no continues remaining in solo campaign. Now known as training. Yeah, guys. Okay, fine. We get it. It's called training. Alright, we got it. Corrected Ogre's tumor toss. So that's what it is. Corrected Ogre's tumor toss behavior towards players it can't reach. Okay, I'm not sure what exactly that means, but alright. Does that mean he aims it better or something? Cleaners can no longer be picked up from... Okay, that's a typo. They can no longer be picked up from ledges or from ledge hang... Oh my gosh, the way this is worded is so weird. Cleaners can no longer be picked up from ledge hang by a player underneath them. Oh, that's lame. Come on. Fix an issue where the character card would not be active after a player late joined into a game in transition to the next campaign chapter. Fix for Windows 11 cutscene and loading screen related crash. Alright, geez, that was quite a freaking mouthful for bug fixes, but damn, half of those, or I would say about 75% of those, I was not even aware of. Alright, search and... Oh, we're still actually in the bug fixes. Never mind. Okay, we're on the end of bug fixes now. Search and rescue, clean sweep. Fixed an issue where breaker sound effects continue to play after the breaker was killed. Alright, cool. The armory, the handyman. Bob's arm now appears in the scanning animation while the player has auto-select new weapons on in the armory. The handyman. Remnants, a friend in need. Fix an issue that caused a second instance of the charred Ridden card to be dealt by the game director when opening the morgue. Alright. Remnants, making the grade. Fixed an issue where the ogre stopped tracking the targeted player and became stuck while trying to despawn. Cool. Dr. Rogers' Neighborhood, farther afield. Fixed an issue where the breaker did not spawn when its director card was played. Well, yeah, you know what? Screw him. But alright, fine. I guess screw us, right? You know what? Screw us so far as this whole update thing goes. Alright, we still have Swarm PvP updates. Player-ridden spawn timers are now visible to teammates while in Ghost mode in Swarm PvP. Lever penalties no longer apply in private PvP matches. Alright, fair enough. Fix the bug where all trauma damage was blocked as long as you had 1 temporary health. Yeah, I think we talked about that one earlier. Swarm PvP penalty message now displays correct penalty timer. Fix temporary health deteriorating while players are in the safe room. Okay, cool. Fixed UI messaging, informing players that the game can be left without penalty in Private Swarm PvP games. Private Swarm games can be left without penalty at all times. Yeah, no worries. We got that one now, guys. Playable Stinger variants can no longer spawn into the world map. Leap in Swarm PvP. What? Oh, okay, never mind. Now I got it. Playable Stinger variants can no longer spawn into the world mid-leap in Swarm PvP. Player Stingers and their variants are now properly stunned by flashbangs while leaping in Swarm PvP. Fixed an issue in Swarm where Ridden users could spawn closer than intended to cleaners at different height levels. Alright, that sounds lame, but okay. Fix an issue where acid covered from Wretch Vomit and pus covered from any Reek or Death Explosion were using the same icon. We already covered that one too. Fix player explosive dialogue playing when the player is damaged by the explosion in-game. Okay. That sounds also very familiar. Fix an issue where the camera would tilt for Ridden players after loading into Plan B. Trailer trashed in Swarm PvP. Fix an issue where red kill hit markers were not displaying consistently in online games. Okay, so it sounds like a lot of the updates that they were mentioning before are also applying to PvP. Fine. But just in case, there might be something else here that might be new. Fix an issue that caused bullet shells to collide with the player's gun when aiming down sights with a high zoom scope equipped. Okay. Fix an issue with weapons not displaying correctly in the first person for players who selected multiple characters. Yep, we got that one. Ridden players now hear Wretch Ping dialogue from player cleaners in Swarm PvP. Player-controlled stalkers no longer get released directly on top of cleaners that use Breakout in Swarm PvP. Oh my gosh. I think we said PvP way too many times, goddamn. And then a series of controller updates. Fix the bug with aim assist forcing 100% aim magnetism. Yeah, I don't even play with aim assist. I just find that thing far too annoying. I just turn it off altogether. Fix the bug that sometimes causes a player's field of vision to jitter when using aim down sights. Okay. Sounds like you were just using an Uzi, but I don't know. I haven't noticed anything like that. Fix the bug that aim assist to prioritize gas cans and propane tank more over hostile targets. Wow, that was a thing? Okay, well, good thing I didn't use aim assist. Jeez. Fix the bug that caused players' camera to snap if they moved very slowly using a controller. Yeah, I haven't noticed that either, but alright, great. Twitch extension, new features, name a Ridden feature enabled. Okay. Twitch extension. This one I'm not even really sure what all of this is all about. Bits spent by viewers benefit the broadcaster. Yeah, a bunch of Twitch stuff. I'm just going to leave this one up here, guys, just as a display. But there are some other bug fixes. Fixed localization of difficulty and map name and extension. Fixed up card display bug on 2 cards that use keybinds as part of their text. Fixed several issues where Fort Hope would not show, waiting for game to start status. Windows Store builds now properly display the option to link extension to game client. And last, fix some display bugs for cards with a lot of accompanying text. Alright, just a bunch of stuff, man. God damn, guys, that was a huge update. And I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting some other updates to actually be here. Or other constituents anyway. It seems like most of, things that are relating to the gameplay itself and the difficulty, the game has just gotten harder. Cards, especially crucial ones that I would say a good amount of people might actually like to use, have been nerfed. Mind you, is it really game changing? I don't know, but more like it just makes the game even more difficult than expected. Or more difficult than it probably should be, but I don't know, maybe that's just my own bias. I wish there was maybe a bit more detail on, the balancing. I think it was in balancing where, they fixed up spawning with Ridden or something like that, or issues with Ridden, or mutations. I'm not really sure what that meant. It would have been nice if maybe there was some, some changes in how they spawn, maybe their spawn rate or how close they can spawn to you, particularly when going through the campaign. Because honestly, you can turn a corner with no audio cues and all of a sudden it's like, hey, I'm a wretch and I'm right here, or I'm one of the wretches and I'm right here and now I'm going to vomit on you. Or I'm a tall boy or crusher and now I'm going to grab you because you had no idea that I was just going to spawn right here. But okay. So Back 4 Blood has gotten harder. That's pretty much what I get from this. And yes, of course, some bug fixes, some things that were maybe a little bit glitched are no longer going to be glitched. And now solo is called training mode. So in case you want to play offline, now you can feel a little bit worse about yourselves. But otherwise, though, that concludes our update review. Thank you guys for joining me on this one, and I will be coming out with some more weapon reviews in the near future. Otherwise, though, it's been Londononion, and I will see you guys next time.